Thank you, girls, for that amazing mini mic package. Today I'm here with Ella, Katie, and Henry to talk all things college football, from the biggest wins to the most shocking upsets. So, now that we've completed Week 7, what game would you guys say was the biggest upset?
Going back to Week 6, we saw the Florida Gators take down a struggling Texas Longhorns team 29-21. Going back to a few weeks ago, the Gators were struggling but have managed to turn the ship around. Florida fought very hard for that win, but definitely got some serious help from some interceptions thrown by Arch Manning. Arch was a predicted Heisman winner in the beginning of the season, but since then, unfortunately, has fallen a little bit short on those expectations.
UCLA shocked what was number 7 Penn State to end their 16-game skid against top 10 teams. UCLA quarterback was responsible for scoring 3 rushing and 2 passing touchdowns. UCLA also dominated the running game, outrushing Penn State 280 yards to 127, and they secured the win by stopping Penn State on downs late in the fourth quarter. After that game and the third consecutive loss in the 2025 season against Northwestern this past weekend, the Nittany Lions proceeded to fire head coach James Franklin and announced that their starting quarterback, Drew Aller, will be out for the season after suffering a lower leg injury. I think we're all wondering what this means for Penn State.
Right, exactly. For me, going back to Week 6, my biggest upset was when Miami beat FSU 28-22. This was upsetting to me because the Seminoles made several mistakes, and they had 3 turnovers on offense, but were able to score 19 straight points to make it a one-possession game. With 50 seconds left in the game, they were unable to recover the onside kick, which ultimately cost them the win.
Now, I think we've got to talk about the Indiana-Oregon game. Number 7 Hoosiers went into Eugene, Oregon, and upset the number 3 Oregon Ducks 30-20 in a hard-fought shootout. Both Heisman contending QBs, Fernando Mendoza and Dante Moore, made great plays, but Mendoza proved steadier, throwing for 217 yards and a touchdown. Moore's 2 interceptions compared to Mendoza's 1 were pretty costly for the Ducks. Indiana's transfer running back, Roman Henby from the University of Maryland, also contributed heavily, punching in 2 touchdowns to seal the win.
All right, so now that we got that out of the way, which was everyone's favorite biggest blowout wins?
So for me, a crazy blowout win we need to talk about is Ohio State versus Minnesota in Week 6. Ohio took home the win 42-3, leaving Minnesota with nothing but a field goal. Sayin passed for 326 yards and 3 touchdowns in this game, which left the Buckeyes as the top-ranked team. This marks the second time where Minnesota hasn't scored a touchdown in Ohio Stadium.
I think one of the biggest blowouts from Week 7 was unranked Utah embarrassed the then number 21 Arizona State Sun Devils 42-10. I think it all came down to Utah quarterback Devin Dampier embarrassing the Sun Devils by using his feet to run for 120 yards and 3 touchdowns on only 10 carries. And we can't forget about the Utes' defense getting a total of 5 sacks on Arizona State's quarterback. One can argue that Arizona State only lost because of Sam Leavitt's injury-related absence, but I feel like even if Leavitt played, Utah still would have dominated. Arizona State has now fallen out of the top 25, and Utah has moved on to 5-1 and up to number 23.
I think my most notable blowout win this season so far has to be Miami's Week 3 win against South Florida, where the number 5 Hurricanes beat the 18th ranked Bulls 49-12. Carson Beck put up 340 passing yards compared to Byron Brown's 274 passing yards on the game, showing an obvious offensive advantage for Miami. But before kickoff, Miami was still favored, but with an in-state rivalry and being a ranked matchup, I kind of expected a little bit of better competition from the game.
Now let's quickly take a look at some of the big games this weekend. We've got Ole Miss versus Georgia. Who are we taking?
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs, yeah.
You know I'm going to say go Dogs, baby. Come on
Hotty
now.
toddy, give me Ole Miss.
No way.
Tennessee versus Bama.
Tennessee.
We got to go Rocky
Vols.
Top.
I'll get on that. USC versus Notre Dame.
I'm going to say Notre Dame here.
Yeah, I got to
Dame.
go Fighting Irish.
I'm taking USC. Notre Dame's kind of fallen down.
Oh.
I think an upset's in the cards. Utah versus BYU.
BYU.
I'm gonna go BYU.
Yeah,
too.
BYU.
I
Definitely.
love their mascot. Like, he does a ton of tricks during halftime. He's just like the spectacle to watch during the football games, in my opinion.
He's like backflipping through fire. No other mascot does that.
Sign me up, honestly. I think I could pull it off.
I'm going to take Utah because they went crazy on Arizona State. Now, this has been College Football Talk. Now, before we head it over to Dylan and the cast, I want to remind everybody to tune into ESPN at 7 p.m. tomorrow to watch your Delaware Blue Hens take on Jacksonville State on the road.